So it is finally time to go after the legendary eel Grootslang and the final of the 3 new legendaries here on Africa in Called Wild the Angler. So today we're going to take a look at where and how to catch them, so let's jump right into it. And as always, first things first, the location. Now keep in mind, if you're watching this down the road, things will be spawning in different locations, so I highly recommend joining the official Called Wild the Angler Discord to take a look at all that stuff. But as for this week, Grootslang is spawning right up in this location on the west side of this island. So we're going to take a boat up there and we're going to bring our feeder rod to try to catch him off the bottom. And as you can probably imagine, the strategy is going to be quite simple. We're just going to keep dropping this thing off in different locations around us and hopefully we can get him to bite. But it seems like right in here is the best location. So what we're going with is the Cetro Del Rey feeder rod. We've got the Pure Champion reel, 60-pound braid, got a size 1 hook and leeches. This shouldn't actually be a terribly difficult fight, and if you're a newer player, the feeder rod from the store should be more than enough. So we're gonna just drop that thing down there. I've generally had good luck with bottom fishing for legendaries, so hopefully this doesn't take very long. But if you don't have the Cetro Del Rey, this graduation rod will work 100% fine, and it's pretty affordable in the store. But essentially, we're just gonna leave this sit for 3 to 5 minutes at a time, then cast to a pretty much completely different location. Oh, could this be him? There are other fish that could take this? That's pretty decent tension, and honestly, it's tough to tell. With a setup like this, it very well could be him. It very well could just be a catfish. Do we have our legendary eel, or do we have something else I can't see? Oh, that almost looked like an eel. Oh, that's a catfish. Okay. So that is one of the things that can happen. And pretty much with any bait, that's a possibility. So we're going to cast in that same spot just in case then. Oh, got something down here, just 20 feet. Could this be him? Kind of interesting the way it hit. A lot of tension on that. And of course it is sitting right on the bottom with the depth being so shallow. 50% drag and we're able to just kind of move it. Honestly, I could believe this being it just as much as I could believe it being a catfish. We're 90 feet out there, so it's kind of tough to tell. It is not just letting us pull it in. Now we're moving it some. Might be a little bit longer of a fight than expected, and really, I don't know if there's a good way to know what it is. Just kind of broke it free. So I guess we're maybe going to find out, and I think it being so shallow, we might get to see it as we bring it in. It's still like not letting us just haul it straight in with 60-pound braid. If this is it, our line's rated for about 15 pounds, more than Grootslang weighs. Still trying to stay close to the bottom. That, oh, I saw it for a second there. I could believe that was an eel. Whoa. That might have been it, because all of a sudden it tried to run there. Gonna bring the drag up a little bit. What are we actually looking at? It certainly can't pull any line. It's still really trying to get away though. Try to pump this up a little bit. There's a big old splash, and it's like back under our boat now. Just for a half a second again, I thought I caught the tail moving, and it is just not giving up. Let's keep on pumping this up here. All of a sudden, I'm starting to get halfway convinced we actually have him. Where is... Oh, I think that is him. No way. At 20 feet. I would not have expected that. Look at the size of that eel down there. And he just will not give it up. That's actually cool. I didn't expect that. Oh, he just did a complete roll there. I cannot wait to see the animations when we land this guy. He's at 6 feet. There we go. Then another roll? That is sweet. Look at that. Really like flipped around there. 44 pounds, 6.2 feet. He's almost the length of Karoo Mermaid. That's a really nice little animation there too for an eel. Look at the size of him. I don't even know a good way to get a screenshot. I mean, maybe we can time it when he flips like that. That's a cool looking fish. Really neat. Like along the top you can see like little chips. I don't know if that counts as a fin when it's the length of them. They actually look really, really nice. I can't believe that was him. We caught a bunch of catfish. And the appeal of the feeder rod, as opposed to, I mean, he'll hit lures. I've seen people catch him with lures. We could try jigging and stuff. The appeal of the feeder rod is we can just let it sit and hope it hits. That's why I go with it for the legendaries, because it can be such a long wait. And it was at the shallowest spot. Not bad. So clearly, he wasn't a difficult fight. That was no, oh, we just did a mission thing. That was no 40-minute fight like Karoo Mermaid. So what we're actually going to do is go and do a little bit of grass carp fishing as well for this video. But that was really cool. It actually took me an hour to land him. But right in this little area between, like, there's a really small deep spot and then the main one, right in between 20 feet down, got him on the leech. That's awesome. And as we make the transition to grass carp, if you've got any questions about Grootslang, how to catch him, equipment we use, anything like that, be sure to leave those in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer all of those. It is pretty much straightforward like I talked about though. Just go over to that location, move around with that feeder rod, and just kind of try to stay away from the catfish. Now, I did mean to activate our challenges before we caught him. Unfortunately, forgot to do that, so all of our dailies and weeklies are just activated. But weight ones like this, since we're going for grass carp, shouldn't be a big deal. So we've got with our slingshot here some of this advantage bait. I think we're gonna throw just 2 of them out. Right about there should be good. And we're actually going with a floating setup. Just gonna chuck this right out in the center, and we've got some dough out here. This should allow us, casting between them, to kind of see the grass carp to come up and hit that. And if there's a big one, we can try to target that specifically. The one negative is, dough, the maximum hook size is 1. So probably gonna be some smaller grass carp than we want. But I would say sooner rather than later, we're gonna start to see these things just like that one, cruising right over here. Ooh, is that one even bigger? They're all over the place, and that is what chumming the water with this stuff does. They're all around the same size, and I'm curious what that actually is. It's always the first time. It takes a little bit of getting used to just how big does a really big grass carp look out there. Now, with this setup, 38-pound braid, this is probably like, I don't know, maybe a big silver, but it's good to know what we're looking for size-wise, and you can see fairly quickly we're tiring them out. So a little more pumping, we should be able to bring them in, and we'll have an idea of what we're working with. But I've never caught any really big grass carp, and I'd like to do it. So hopefully today's going to be the day with this setup. Maybe 1 or 2 more of these. We can get this guy in. Yeah, nothing special at all. But it is nice to see that many all in one location. So this guy's going to be, if he'd cooperate, literally at 8 feet. There we go. This time, this guy's going to be a 26-pounder. So not too bad. Big silver indeed. Now we just need, I don't know, 20 or 30 more pounds on one of these things. That one looks big. Well, that's kind of, oh yeah. Now we're into a good one. Oh boy. So the idea is supposed to be, we see a big one and then use a bottom fishing rod to hook it, but I don't think it can spool us. We're just gonna have to work really hard to try to slow him down and get him in. This is gonna be guaranteed a way tougher fight than Grootslang was, but you can see we're kind of slowing him up. And we're gonna probably just have to be a little careful with the drag. 65% feels decent, and he's not able to pull a ton of line. And now we're gonna start to work him back in this way. So, you can probably understand why we're supposed to catch him with the bottom fishing rod. Way better line, but I think we can work him back here. And I would certainly imagine this will at least be a gold. So we're inside of 50 feet finally. And maybe we're gonna be good to just reel him all the way in? Nah, not quite. You have to do a little bit more pumping. But the good news is, unlike the legendaries we've got in recent weeks, there's no second stanza with a big old grass carp, still bringing the tension real high, so we gotta be careful. I guess we're gonna have to pump it all the way in, these last 20 feet or so. We can see him down there. Really curious just how big this is gonna be, and just how careful we gotta be if we see another good one to use the proper equipment. 23 feet. Oh, look at the size of the one on the left there. I don't know how well you can see it, it's down there a bit, compared to this guy. He's just like 4 times, maybe more, the size of that small one there. Got him into 11 feet. be like right where we can land him any second now. 9 feet, there we go. So what do we have for sort of our accidentally hooked grass carp? 48.85 pounds, that is close. Little bit better than that, and we have what we've come for, but that's our personal best. Now we just need one a little bit bigger, and we know what we're looking for in the water. So we'll go ahead and throw more advantage bait out. You'd never believe this, but it expired in the amount of time it took to land that one. But now we see the plan. Just needed to kind of come into action. Oh my. It's gonna happen again. It's on the wrong rod, but I'm not letting that get away. So we're just gonna have to try to catch him on this. And we already know what we're in for, because that last one was quite a struggle, but that is obviously a big grass carp. Now we're hooked into him, and unsurprisingly, taking line at 70% drag. Still going. Might not even be quite as big as our last one. And they do make for a much more difficult fight, especially on this setup, than our legendary eel. So should be gold grass carp number 2. That guy is a 44 pounder. Honestly, the difference in the fight for 4 pounds is kind of surprising to me. Ooh. This was going to be my last grass carp anyway, and that is a nice one. I think he's going to beat that smaller one to biting. We'll know as soon as we set the hook which one takes it. That's a nice looking grass carp though. Oh man, it's a little delayed. I think it's him. Oh, it's definitely him. Okay. That's definitely bigger than that 44 pounder. Could this actually end up being our biggest one? It's gonna be grass carp number 30, and if I want this video out today, I was gonna have to quit at this, but I'm so glad it's a good one. We might be going out past that 120 foot mark that we had with the one before. 60% is pushing it. Now we're moving inside of 80. I don't know why I say anything, because anytime I do, immediately he stops again. Still able to kind of move him along, but we're at 70 feet, and pretty much we keep doing this. Every action we take is moving him a little closer our way. Now we're making progress inside of 40 just that quick. Wow, he just like sat down there and absolutely stonewalled us. I think we're fine. Just keep on moving it this way. I mean, again, tough to say, but this didn't happen with the other one. 34.5 feet, and it's pumping to move him a foot or two every time just to get him in here. I can't wait to see him up close. There's our first glimpse at him. I just saw him there in the water. Nice looking fish. What is he gonna weigh though? As he's our last one of the day. We're at 21 feet. He just simply cannot make it easy on us. 19 feet. Tell you what, he looks good in the water. Into 12 now. 1 or 2 more of these, and we're gonna be able to land him. There we go. 8.1. Let's get him out of the water. And what do we have for our last grass carp of the day? 48.76. He's like the exact same size as the last one. Not a bad deal though. So we're at 30 grass carp. I think 4 golds. Not bad at all. And what we're gonna do is pick this up on tomorrow's live stream over on Twitch. So as per usual, the second half of our stream will be fishing here in the Angler, and we're gonna come back, definitely get our dailies done, and maybe we can catch that elusive diamond grass carp as well. But that was fun. We got Grootslang, we got a bunch of big grass carp, our personal best by like 11 pounds I think it was, and we're just gonna keep on doing this, keep on working on trying to get those massive diamonds. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. As I said before, if you have any questions regarding Grootslang or the grass carp, if you're interested, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer those. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.